when you get a patient with lymphadenopathy, what would you do? How would you proceed? So first thing you do, you decide this is a localized lymphadenopathy or it's a generalized lymphadenopathy. Localized uh, lymphadenopathy, when you want to see the catchment area of these lymph nodes or lymph node groups. Most of these are affected by infections in their area of drainage. The infections can be viral, they can be bacterial, they can be fungal. And then more serious problem is malignancy. So look for the presence of malignancy. This may be a reason for localized lymph node enlargement. The lymph node characteristics depends upon the type of disease. For example, the malignant lymph nodes, they may be firm to hard, they are mated together, they are joined to the surrounding structures, they are immobile, while the nodes with infections may be different. So it's the examination which is important, which tells us that what could be the possible reason for this lymph node enlargement. And then second thing you see is these lymph nodes are large in multiple areas, that is generalized lymphadenopathy. When there is generalized lymphadenopathy, look for the presence of organ enlargement or there is organ involvement. For example, enlargement of the spleen, enlargement of the liver, or there are features of bone marrow involvement. So with the lymph nodes which are with enlarged organs or involved organs, acute infections are one reason. For example, Epstein-Barr virus, CMV, HIV, cat scratch disease, toxoplasmosis, visceral leishmaniasis, they can all be reason for lymph node enlargement. And if there is a chronicity in this patient says the lymph nodes are enlarged for a long time, look for the presence of malignancies. These may be lymphomas, they may be leukemias. Sometimes autoimmune conditions can also present with lymph node enlargement, and there may be some organ enlargement. And then next you see if the lymph nodes are enlarged without involving the organs. Again, these can be infections like Epstein-Barr, CMV, varicella, herpes simplex virus, chickenpox, adenovirus, measles, rubella, Bartonella, that is cat scratch disease, streptococcus, and tuberculosis. So you can see the infections can cause problems in both ways. They can be with enlargement of the organs and they can be without enlargement of the organ. For example, Epstein-Barr virus is a classic example that may be with lymph node enlargement and splenic enlargement, and it may be without lymph node without splenic enlargement. And then you got autoimmune diseases, they can cause generalized lymphadenopathy without organ involvement. And then the drugs, certain drugs can cause lymph node enlargement. For example, phenytoin, captopril, hydralazine, cephalosporins, and allopurinol. These drugs can cause lymph node enlargement. So when you get a lymph node enlargement, look, it is localized or generalized. And the examination of the lymph node itself is very important. It can give you a fair idea what could be the underlying pathological process which is going on.